for that. If that was the case, then to me, it should have died. In my opinion, citizenship needs to be completely disconnected. And back to citizenship, that needs to be part of immigration reform. Part of immigration reform needs to be, look, this needs to be about work, not welfare. And then let's look at ourselves. Are immigrants taking jobs that Americans want or need? No way, because Americans can sit at home and collect welfare and not go and get entry-level jobs, because staying at home gives them almost as much money as going out and actually having to work. That's something that we now need to fix within our own. We need to look within for that, and that needs to be remedied.
Well, Governor, I agree with you that if we slash welfare and this culture of dependency, then we could have higher levels of immigration. But it's not just the citizens getting on welfare, as you know. Let me play a short clip out of Boston 2 days ago. And they admit she's an illegal alien, everything, but she wants it all free. She wants it now. Here it is.
Yango lives in South Boston in public housing. She's unemployed. She collects disability and insisting her nephew never pulled any strings for her. Recently, she sat down for an exclusive interview with Jonathan Elias. And Jonathan, she's not making any apologies.
Jack, she makes none. In fact, she's very fiery. The mention of her name makes many in Boston angry. Angry because she is living off of a system that she's never paid into. Angry because she is from a family that is now very wealthy, yet she remains a burden to Massachusetts taxpayers.
If I come as an immigrant, you have the obligation to make me a citizen.
This is President Obama's aunt,
Okay,
a woman
that's
many
enough.
say is the poster child of our broke.
She goes on to admit she's illegal, but she says we have to pay for everything for her. And, you know, Gary, my taxes are going up. My bills are going up. You know, I may have to lay some people off around here, but so she can sit there on her fat butt.
Well, and that's what needs to be reformed, Alex. That is a problem, and that needs to be addressed. Let me just point out that this country's always been about immigration, legal immigration, good thing. Let me just point out that we are educating Indian engineers, for example, in this country. We're educating them. They would love to stay in this country, and I'm not talking about now citizenship. I'm just talking about they'd love to stay in this country and work, but because of government rules, we're sending back literally hundreds of Indian engineers that are starting up companies in India that could have been started here. So this has always been about a country of immigrants. This has always been a country about always being at the cutting edge of technology, of science, of entrepreneurship, but we're exporting that by choice. So there's the other side also of opportunities that the government is letting go of.
No, I agree with you, and it's the welfare equation that wasn't here 100 years ago when so many were coming from all over the world. That's the problem. Now, shifting gears into another subject with you, you probably heard about the MIAC and Homeland Security reports where we learn that almost all of the anti-terror training and funding is really focused on the American people. Second Amendment groups, anti-war groups, Ron Paul, Chuck Baldwin, Bob Barr. We were sent that by law enforcement. There's now a big scandal in Pittsburgh and surrounding areas where it turns out that an Israeli company and others were being given hundreds of thousands of dollars to spy and to literally list mainline Tea Party groups and Second Amendment groups as potential terrorists. And now the head of the state's Homeland Security is literally hiding out for 2 weeks. I mean, that is really creepy. What's your view on how this whole apparatus of the military-industrial complex is more and more being focused on the American people? Naked body scanners at the airports, all of that. What's your view on that, Governor?
Well, it's just an overriding notion that the government is overstepping its bounds. I don't feel any safer. I feel it's one of the great indignities that we subject ourselves to now is to go through airport security again with the fact that it's just not any safer. So our civil liberties continue to be eroded. I think it started with the war on drugs, and now in the name of terror, we're giving up more and more of what we should be fighting for.
Absolutely, but every time I hear other Republicans, they just say we need more homeland security, we need more. Meanwhile, quietly, it's really set up for the American people to politically suppress us.
I think that what you're saying right there, along with our foreign policy, that I don't think any question has us in a position of creating more enemies than friends. And it's just it's opposite things happening that should be occurring.
Final segment with Governor Gary E. Johnson. Straight ahead on the other side. The website is ouramericainitiative.com. I'm Alex Jones with prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. A few final key questions on the other side.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb Kay's #1 debt secret? The how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb Kay.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb Kay was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What do you have to lose? Stop the calls now. Get out of debt and have more money. Get Herb Kay's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 800-405-7850. That's 800-405-7850. 800-405-7850.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
No one likes foreclosure. You won't say, think, or even consider foreclosure with ZeroDebtGuarantee.com. Why? Because ZeroDebtGuarantee.com guarantees to stop your foreclosure for at least 2 years with no payments, no bankruptcy, and no negotiating. Thinking loan modification? That still keeps you in default. Zero Debt in 90 days is the only proven system that keeps you in your house for as long as you want to stay, while making it possible to even get clear title to your house. No, we are not investors, bankers, attorneys, or real estate agents. We are a group of people just like you that are sick and tired of the housing crash, and we've helped thousands avoid foreclosure since 1993. Please visit our website today, ZeroDebtGuarantee.com, or call to see how we can help save you tens of thousands of dollars and save your home. Call 800-477-9256, 800-477-9256. That's 800-477-9256, or visit ZeroDebtGuarantee.com. Guaranteed to stop foreclosure.
Just inside the doorway. Use it only in emergency. Better you should pray to God, the Father and the Spirit.
Don't forget our internet search term for the day. We want to make it #1, save his presidency. And then when you search those 3 words, save his presidency, it will lead the people that see it as the #1 search term, by you searching it, to will Obama force America to absorb a terror attack to save his presidency? Because that's what they're talking about. Robert Shapiro Told the Financial Times of London, the bottom line here is that Americans don't believe in Obama's leadership, said Shapiro. He has to find some way of, between now and November, of demonstrating that he is a leader who can command confidence in short of 9/11 event or Oklahoma City bombing. I can't think of how he could do that. What does that sound like to you, Governor? Pretty creepy.
Pretty creepy. That's the word.
Boy, we sure know how they could use crises, and they sure want that new Iran war. I hope that doesn't happen. In 60 seconds, what's your view on Iran?
Similar to Iraq. We need to be vigilant to them rolling out any weapons of mass destruction. To my knowledge, that's a long ways off. And let's not forget Israel and the fact that Israel is a huge deterrent in the area with kind of a well-kept secret that they've got 300 nuclear warheads in Israel. So that would summarize it, I think.
Lastly, we were talking during the break, you said education was important. They're now admitting that most people getting degrees can't even get a job, and they're calling it the education bubble. What's your view on higher education in this country?
Well, regarding education in this country, someone asked me the other day, certainly, Governor, you're talking about reducing government expenditures by 43%. You can't be talking about education. And I said, well, actually, when it comes to education, I would propose the federal government that 100% of that be eliminated. And when you talk about the Federal Department of Education, which was established in 1979, it gives about 11 cents out of every dollar that every state spends in education. But it comes with 16 cents worth of strings attached. So it's really a negative to take federal money when it comes to education. Return education to the state. 50 laboratories of innovation constitutionally, the way that this country was set up. 50 states genuinely embarked on a process of best practice. Education advances, does better by simply getting it out of the federal government completely. Why does somehow we believe that the federal government can dictate to the states how best to implement?
Well, that's like Texas, $4.6 billion in stimulus money, and for every job around $30,000 a year, it costs $97,000 per job. I mean, that is incredible. For every government job that's created, well, that costs 2 private sector jobs. This is killing us.
This is killing us. This is, create confidence in the economy, people's 401 markets rise. Markets go up, people get confident, they buy things. When people buy things, businesses add employees for the added demand of their goods and services.
But it doesn't let select corporations that are buddies with the government create vertical integrated oligopolies, so they don't like it. Former New Mexico Governor Gary E. Johnson, the website is the American Initiative. In fact, give out that full URL. It's ouramericanainitiative.com, correct?
OurAmericaInitiative.com. I'd love for those listening to get online. Tell me what they think. Alice, great being on. Thank you.
You bet. Talk to you again soon, Gov. Good to have you on. We're out of time. Don't forget the search term. Let's make it number 1. Save his presidency. Search it right now. Great job, crew.
Thank you for listening to GCN.
Retransmission starts now. Infowars.com. Search that term, folks. Save his presidency.
Alex Jones here with urgent information concerning trendsresearch.com. The Trends Journal distills the voluminous ongoing research of the Trends Research Institute into a concise, readily accessible form. By tracking 300 separately defined domestic and international trends, the Trends Journal establishes the connections that others fail to see or misinterpret. Gerald Salente's Trends Journal allows you to anticipate change, recognize the implications, and take protective strategies. Individual